I was in a lot of town in Germany. I went into combat on a Belgian right before the Belgian was born.
Were you in Magdeburg?
Yeah, I've been in Magdeburg. But you can't, well, I won't remember the place.
It's all rubble.
Yeah.
They all look the same then.
Yeah, they were all shot to hell.
Let's see.
But, I know at one time they had a reunion one time for the 30th Infantry, and goddamn, I should have went, you know. But I doubt you didn't know anybody, you know.
That's not the point, though, you know. You'd probably find it was real interesting. See, I don't remember where you said you started in. Here's Germany. Here's Munich.
Right here where we held up at, Magdeburg. That where we stopped right there on the Elbe River.
Okay, when you first came in, you came in from where?
That where I can't tell. If I could find that book, we should.
I think it was there's Luxembourg. I think it was the book on Poland that you were looking at. Find it?
Well, we weren't too far from France because we went 2 times on a weekend path to France. But I went into combat somewhere at the Belgian Bald. We went over the Rhine River. We went over two rivers. We went over the Ruhr, and we went over the Rhine. I don't know where the Ruhr is.
Or what?
But they'd stop it right there at Magdeburg. They didn't want us to go over the Elbe River. That's where they made the mistake. I think we were only like 90 miles. 70 miles or 90 miles from Berlin.
Here's France.
Yeah, and they held it up at the Elbe River and let Russia take Berlin. That was the biggest mistake they ever made. If they would have took, or if the United States would have took Berlin, because it was easy then, because the Germans were running. They were, and they would have surrendered up easier than it would have to Russians, you know, because they were surrendering right and left, right. And before we got to Magdeburg, how we were going 40, 50 miles a day with no trouble, you know. Shit, they were just thrown down, they were just leaving their weapon lay. They weren't even carrying weapons anymore.
Okay, but now where'd you come in? Where'd you start in at?
I don't know.
There's Belgium.
I don't know.
Luxembourg. You remember the name of the place?
No. Yeah,
you was telling me one time, and I can't remember what you said. On a river or something?
We went over the Ruhr River, but as I said, I don't even show where the Ruhr River is. Went over the Ruhr and the Rhine River. There's the Rhine River right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the Rhine River. No, here's the Rhine. Right here. If I ever get a hold of that book on the 30th Infantry, then I would know for sure.
So the State Historical Society would have it. Was it just an individual pamphlet that was wrote? Who wrote
I
it?
wrote a book. I don't know
Who was your
wrote.
commanding officer or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably would have been wrote by somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't remember that stuff. When I was 18 years old, I was hell, you don't even think about it. Like when you're in boot camp and stuff, shit, you forget all about that by now. I know they had a hell of a good road one day before it seemed to me like went to Frankfurt. But she get an old book too, eh? I'm gonna get book
Well,
man.
it's not a complete volume thing anyway.
No, how old is that though?
Oh, I think those are about probably 9, 10 years old.
No.
See, I don't have the W's, or it would tell that. I have the World War II one. Well, anyway, when you, if I ever come across that book, I'll give it to you to look at.
I think the Royal River, I think that in Belgium. All the infantry walk. Then after we got going, then after you got going, then you rode tank. You rode right. Everybody rode on top of the tank. Till you got into town.
Did you have any real close buddies killed in the war?
Yeah, a kid from Flower got killed. I can't even think of his name now. We went in at the same time though. Now, that's the first time I ever knew bodies would burn. You know, when a crater bullet hit them, the body burnt. Get motor, get like a piece of wood.
Is that how he got killed?
No, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know where he got killed by gunfire.
Oh, you weren't with him when he got killed?
No.
Then I take the same bit of
We went in about the same time. I laid by a guy one whole night, talking to him, you know, off and on. He never answered me back. Come to find out the next morning he was dead. You know.
There's part of the Rhine in Belgium.
But you lay on your belly all night long, don't even move. You're so damn afraid. You know, maybe show off some gunfire.
There's the Rhine in Belgium. Here's Belgium. Here's the North Sea. France, Luxembourg. There's Germany.
There gotta be a Roar River somewhere there. They say they spelled it like R-O-V-R or something like that. I can't remember where it would, if it was before the Rhineland or after.
So how long were you actually over there? You know?
God, I can't remember. I thought 7 or 8 months.
Oh, that long?
I got out sooner than a lot of people. A lot of people were in there 3 years before they could get out. See, when we got out of service, you got out on point. And for every war zone you've been in, you got 5 points. See? So I had a point for, I think they called it like the Rhineland in central Germany or something like that. I mean, I got credit for being in 12 different.
Which were those?
And I only had to serve 22 months. And I got discharged. And a lot of the other people weren't in no war going and stuff. They never got out like for 3.5 years.
So your 12 credits were for being in what battle?
You get 5. I don't know, if I could find my registered discharge, it would tell on that.
Okay. You can get copies of that, you know. $5 you can get your entire military.
The whole one? Oh, I got that little card and you can't hardly read it.
Let's send a copy of your entire military records. But you have to have the date, you know, the date you went in.
Well, it told on that card.
If I have the date you went in, and where you was mustered in at, and the date you got out, and the war you was in.
It would be worth $5 because actually you shouldn't be without that. And say if you ever want to get in a vet hospital, you have to have that. And I used to have it, but all that shit got destroyed over at the WWII.
Well, anyway, to think about.
You know, a lot of these towns ring a bell, but there's no way I could tell what the hell they went.
You said Brandenburg one time, didn't you? Brandenburg, Potsdam, Frankfurt.
Oh, I say though, that where we ended up at, that where we held up. We stayed there pretty long.
Where's that?
Magdeburg.
Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. So which were the main battles were you in?
I think they thought it. I'd ask, why don't we order from a discharge paper?
I got a paper. You gotta give me that card or call me so I can get the information with that card.
Yeah, I'd gladly give $5 for it because I actually should have it and say if I ever want to go to the vet hospital, you gotta have that.
Now listen a minute. What were the main battles you were in? Do you remember?
I think they call it like Rhineland and Central Germany and something else, but hell, I can't remember that shit. Hell, that's been a long time ago. 40 years ago.
You went in at the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah, well, in that.
What? None of the others had any main ones?
I think they called it Central Germany, but I'm not sure. It called it on the...
What'd you say the name of it was? Odra?
No. How many different, one they have were?
What?
They had one for them guys who were in Italy, I know.
What?
He said some of the guys that fought in Italy came up and fought with us then. You know, when they took Italy over, then they came and so that one, our sergeant was in a battle of, they called it Sicily or something like that. Mm-hmm. He was in that, he was wounded. Hell, he'd been back to the hospital and put back to combat, wounded, back to the hospital. Boy, he was only like 43 years old, like, but he looked like he was about 70. He was real, you know, it really showed on him. He had scarred all over his back and stuff with shrapnel, hit by shrapnel and stuff. Then he went back to where he was he was my sergeant for a long time. He the one that pulled me back down that bank, or we'd have all been shot. There's only about 19 went over. I hit 19 jump up and went over, and I think there's only one out of everybody that made it over. They were out mowed down right on the Autobahn, like a 4-lane road. They were just going over and down into a little town.
Were they sent over?
Yeah, they were sent over. No, they were sent over by a lieutenant. And that when that sergeant told him, I'll never forget that sergeant. He said, that sergeant, he was real rough. Called him, he was from Carolina. And he said, while we're doing all that, where are you going to be? And I said, Lieutenant, I'll be there. And he said, I know you'll be there. He said, I'm going to be behind you. And eventually, not long after that lieutenant got shot in the back. And the mother got off. It was that guy who shot that lieutenant. He said only one person made it over, and they were captured. They never took the town. And that sergeant tried to tell him that, he said, every time someone raised up and stuff, they had that whole road curled in on machine gun. And the minute anybody said about, you could hear a machine gun rat-tat-tat, rat-tat-tat, and every so often a crater bullet. And that sergeant tried to tell that lieutenant. But that, he was just a second lieutenant, he was only up there like a week or so because the other one got killed, see? And they just sent one up there and he never knew nothing, about it. And that sergeant did, said he'd been through, hell, he was in Battle of Sicily or something, I think that was in Italy. But he would wound, man, he had scars all over his body, and real deep wrinkles and stuff.
But you were never wounded though, right?
No, I got hit with a piece of shrapnel on the knee there, but nothing. It knocked me down and that was it. I just jumped up and ran. That was over in Germany. But I don't even hardly show. Never even.
You didn't had to be doctored for it?
Just a little scar. No, well, Maddie.
Yeah.
But not, you don't go back to you have to go back to the hospital. Then I froze my feet, but that's all I ever did over there. I was lucky.
Didn't you get hit in the mouth with a...
Well, that was from a butt, right there. Yeah. But it never knocked me out. Knocked me down. But as far as shrapnel or anything, or bullet, there's a lot of them flying around, but a lot of them got hell. Now, when you're young, you'd run across the field. It's just like washing a picture. It's amazing you don't get hit. I mean, you take like these pictures you wash. Some of it exactly like you're doing a war. Get like, and you go to the same thing, like when you're in boot camp, you have to crawl underneath on your belly and they fire over the top of you. And I have never seen it, but that sergeant said out there in Fort Ord, he said they have had guys get feet out and jump up to run when they're firing over them. They have had that happen. The hell they don't.
They do?
Damn right they use real bullets. Well, they don't happen very often, but they do. Hell, not only that, they have you running across a field and an airplane come down and shoot above your head, and way up into the hillside you can see dirt flying where a 50 caliber bullet are hitting. Airplane fly overhead firing at you.
Real bullets.
Well, they do.
Go to work or use real ones?
You damn right. Hell no. When you go to basic training, it's a hell of a experience. I mean, I don't know how it is now, but we used to have to crawl underneath barbed wire and all that stuff.
What's the worst thing you had trouble with? You had any trouble mastering any of the things you were supposed to do?
Well,
I'd get killed running my feet to the tires.
the worst thing I ever experienced that I was kind of afraid of. It's like a loop. I don't know why I'm not afraid of the loop. Because I've been in it, been around the loop a lot when I was little. But I will never forget when we went over the Roar River. When we went over the Rhine, it was the same damn way. But the Rhine would actually never served me as bad as the Roar, because you've seen these, like the Navy has. They put a whole bunch of people deep in, and then they get that one big door on the front, and they get pulled up the shore, and they flop that door, and everybody run. Well, all the way over. Hell, and there are shells, shells are dropping around in the water, because when you're going in, the enemy would fire and sub back. And in shells pop and everything, they wouldn't never had. Actually, I was more worried about that jumping on and getting in them deep water. That I was afraid of. I mean, I'm not afraid of water. Huh? Well, then you're getting shit out of luck.
Anybody drown to get to shore?
Well, no, you'd be surprised that when I never will forget it, because I waited. I kind of worked my way back to the back end, because I wanted to take a run for it, And I can remember the very day at one thing I'll never forget. Because I kind of let the other all get ahead of me. There must have been about like that much room probably between the refrigerator and me. And I took one big jump, and shit, when I lit, it was only about that deep. Yeah, I know it was below my knee. But I visioned my mind that hell I was going to jump in. If it was going to be deep, and I wouldn't make it out of there, see? Well, hell, you got a pat on your back, and you got your M1 rifle. Yeah, I tell you. Then I was relieved, but then after that, then my worries come back to all the shell dropping.
Was there very many times that one of those things full of people got hit?
Sure. Hell yeah. They're coming in.
Before everybody got out?
Huh?
Before everybody got out?
Hell yeah. Some of them got hit right in the middle of the going over. Them guys that are on the first 2 or 3 waves, a lot of them never made it.
How far back were you?
Oh, hell, I must have been pretty far back, because, hell, there was some time up on, after you got maybe 15, 20, 30 feet from the water, there'd be a body laying on top of another body. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, then that was when you're taking a beathead, like a hail or something, them first 2 waves, hell, they're get like a clay pigeon. Because you got airplane, like your own airplane are bombing them and stuff like that, and you got your Medusa, yeah, you drop that thing in, and you got guys that fire them all the time. But them first 2 guys, they're not even firing. They're getting more or less running. They're getting more or less running and try to get up that hill. And shit, all there is get machine gun fire at them. They get going like this. And then once they get so many others, they get like, you ever read the story on Iwo Jima? Mm-hmm. Shit, I think practically the first 7 or 8 waves, they practically hardly nobody got up there.
You think that they could have done something different to distract them so they would have had more of a chance?
Now, no, on that island of that, don't you remember reading the story where that one guy, they were pushing him into a hole with that blade? They were just pushing, and he was alive, and he was screaming, but he would, both the blades were off, but he was alive. He lived. But then somebody finally seen him. He was crawling with his hands, trying to get away from that blade. They were pushing him in a hole. They just pushed him in a hole and covered him up.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that was alive that got
Well, they probably were. But how they were getting piled. That a real good, that a book to read.
What's the name of it?
Gima. Well, how do they spell it? Gima or something like that.
Huh. It would be interesting.
But every one of them killed themselves. They lost a lot of lives to get up there. Rockland, any? I didn't think all that goddamn food, that food he ate would do that to you. What did you feed him this morning?
Yeah, it was like, I didn't feed him.
You know, that Mexican food don't even make me scent like that.
Did you record that?
I hope not.
We did. I'll go ahead and order those papers for you then. That does show all your battles and stuff.
See, the World War I, that was mostly all done on the ground.
That's where Uncle Stanley got death at, right?
Yeah, from artillery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have his phone.
See, artillery, he was overseas.
Yeah.
He fought in the war.
But where was in where?
I don't know how. I don't know where y'all fought in World War I.
I can't remember.
You'll never see. I don't think you'll ever see a war fought on the ground again. They're going to have another Vietnam right over there in Libya. You can see the handwriting on the wall. They have to have.
I don't want my...
I mean, it's a shame to say, but that's the only... They have to have it in order to straighten the economy out. They does it every time.
I don't want my kids to have to go through something like that.
Well, the net one is going to be all air. That part about it is, it just like the Russian right now over there, they use gas on them people over there in Afghanistan, and that is purely against international laws. And I don't know how I think that should be something to be done about that. See, that's just like, they don't want the United States to find that their black box, because there might be something on that. And that's why them ships are out there hampering them from finding it. You can bet your bottom dollar if Russia find it, the United States ain't going to get it. But that was strictly, I actually think it was a mistake. I don't think he had the permission from the head man to shoot that plane down. I think he probably got from somebody on the ground. For an outfit we laid underground. These out, well then they put these tile heads, I think like 8 or 12 onto it, and my job was, all I did all the time, and then at the end there a guy was trying to learn me how to run the machinery. And what the hell his name, I think Woody something. He was from around up by Grand Island somewhere. And all my job was to take, it just looked like Band-Aid, but it was about like that wide. And all I would do is take cement, spread it across there, then fold it over that way and that over that way. And then roll them up. And then put them in, like in a wheelbarrow. That's what we put, wheelbarrow. And then I'll just take, and every so far I'll put one off. Drop one here, one there, all the way along there. And then when these guys laid them tile down in there, then wherever that tile meet, they wrap one deed around. These go, moisture, not on moisture, so might or go for instance, what